I'm Michael Ferraro, executive chef and partner at Delicatessen in New York City. Today we're going to be making steak frites. So first step, I'm going to show you the process of making the fries. Here I have a russet potato. What we're going to do is we're going to peel this and then we're going to cut them into shoestring fries. You can make thick steak cut fries if you want also. You can also just leave the skin on if you prefer it. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of the potato off the bottom so our potato stands up. I'm going to cut another slice here so it's nice and even. And then we're going to go about 1/4 of an inch by 1/4 of an inch. So now you want to cut the sides off to make it nice and even. And that is for even cooking time. If it was all different kinds of shapes, where it's more narrow, it's going to be a little bit overcooked than where it's perfectly square. So a good tip here is you can see the potato sticks to the knife. I basically just line up the potato on potato here, and then you get the exact same size again. Okay? So these are all nice and even. So I'm going to go ahead and I have a bowl of just cold water. And what we're doing here is we're just rinsing off the excess starch on the potato. As you can see here, the water is getting a little bit cloudy. Take a handful out, put them on our paper towel, let those dry for a second. We're blanching the fries. We're pre-cooking them. If we were just going to put them into 350-degree oil, they're going to cook too fast on the outside and still be raw in the center. So once our potatoes are nice and dry, I'm going to grab a handful. Then I'm going to go ahead, drop that for about 4 to 5 minutes, just till the outside begins to blister. And you can touch them with your hand. They become a little bit soft, not completely soft though. Okay, so it's been about 4 to 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and pull our fries out. And again, they just begin to blister, get a little bit of color on them. Okay, so basically step one was just to pre-cook them about halfway. And then we're going to go back and crisp them up later. So at this point, I set my fryer to 375 degrees. So these can just hang out as we head over and make our compound butter. We have about 4 tablespoons of butter. I have some garlic, some fresh rosemary, some fresh thyme, some chives, and some shallot. Shallot is just a French onion. Okay, it's a little bit more mild than a Spanish onion. I'm also going to add a little bit of salt to this, some pepper. This is going to go onto our steak after it's done. It's just going to melt this beautiful herb butter over the steak. So basically when you have it all incorporated like that, here I have some parchment paper. I'm just going to go ahead and put this out on there. Now I'm going to roll it, twist it, and put it in the fridge for later. So basically we're just now making a log of herb butter. And again, this is something that you can do way in advance. If you don't use it this whole time, leave it for the next time you make steak or roasted chicken or grilled chicken, works well also. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop that in the fridge. So here I have a 10-ounce portion of New York strip. I'm just going to put a little bit of oil. Generously salt and pepper. So when you're seasoning something, the salt penetrates only about 1/8 of an inch. So you really got to get enough seasoning in there. If you don't, that's where you run into bland steak, and we definitely don't want that. Again, we don't want one-sided food. So we are going to a little bit more oil, and again, season the other side. Okay, so our grill pan, it's been slowly warming this whole time. So I'm going to go ahead and put the heat up on high. So now I'm going to show you how to create nice grill marks on this steak. It's going to look just like it came from a steakhouse. So the grooves of our pan are running from 12 to 6, okay? Our steak, picture this as the hands on a clock. Step one, we're going to do 10 o'clock. Press it down in there, okay? So now we just let that sit. Today we're going to go for about a medium rare on this steak. So 10 o'clock, we're gonna leave it for about 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, we're gonna turn it to 2 o'clock. Another 3 minutes, and then we're gonna flip it. You can see here we have some marks we've achieved. Now, 2 o'clock, pressing into place. So when judging doneness of a steak, good trick in the restaurant that we always, use is kind of just to touch. So basically, your hand here, when you have it closed, in between your pointer finger and your thumb, it's very soft, okay? Similar to raw meat, okay? As you open your hand, it starts to get tighter. So all the way open is about temperature of well done, okay? As you close it up a little bit, you're mid-well, you're medium, you're about medium rare, okay? So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and flip our steak, and you can see that beautiful hatch that we've created there. So we're gonna do the same thing on this side, then let it rest, add our butter, and melt it, and we're almost ready to serve. So now we have this beautiful log of herb butter. Then I'm gonna cut a nice piece of that. As you can see there, has all the nice herbs, garlic, shallot. Gonna put that on. Then I have just a baking dish here. Then we go ahead and put our steak on. Then pop it in the oven just to melt the butter. Then we're gonna take it over and let it carry over cook. Our fryer is at 375 degrees. So we're gonna pop that in there so we get nice and crispy. If you don't have a tabletop fryer, you can use a large pot, shallow oil, and an oil thermometer. At this point, we just want it to get nice, golden brown and crispy. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get our steak out of the oven. As you can see there, the butter melted all over. Go ahead and put that on the plate. Now I just have a mixing bowl for our fries. You want to shake off the excess oil, then into our bowl. Then you want to season these with salt as soon as they come out. If you wanted to use a thermometer here, about 125 degrees will be medium rare. The carryover cooking, remember, the longer it sits is the more cooked it's gonna be. So there we have it, the perfect steak frites. I'm Michael Ferraro, and this is Dude Food.
Turns out Snap, Crackle, and Pop enjoy a nice chocolate shower. The result? Double Choco Rice Krispie treats. The Mole Master inspires the Melt Master to create a Mexican grilled cheese that crosses all the borders. So good, it should be illegal. Rapper Reggie puts the move on his lady friend with a little help from the hookup cook, Exotic Jess, and a crab. Dad's balls, beef, and cheese. It's a dude food to remember when Michael Ferraro teaches us a time-tested family recipe. Subscribe for more free tasted treats.